And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and coffee stream, episode 453. It is Friday, and I hope everyone is having a good day and is getting ready to have a good weekend. It is, we're gonna have a bit of a fun day today. We're gonna have a couple of political stories. But I've also found a couple of stories about disability. We've got an entertainment story. We're just gonna kind of take it a bit easy today. Have some fun. Kind of keep things at a good pace. So hopefully it will be enjoyable for everyone. I know Monkey is also streaming, so hopefully we'll have some people join us and tasty coffee. Tasty coffee. Okay. So we're going to get the political stuff out of the way first because I kind of just want to not I just kind of want to get it out of the way right now. Hey BP, says Costin. Hello, Costin. How are you? I hope you're doing well today. So let's open up this thing over here, get the Twitter open, and we'll get the political stuff out of the way. Now, there is an article that we're going to read, and it is from the Toronto Sun, but it is, and we all know how much I really dislike Trudeau, but I will admit when there's a spin being given, and it's a spin. It's being spun. So we're gonna take a look at it. So, and Monkey just went live. Okay. Hello, Monkey. Even though you can't hear me because you're live. Let's see here. Where are we? So yeah, like I said, we've got some, I think one political thing, I think maybe one or two, and then we'll move on quickly. And I'm gonna try to keep things to about 5 or 10 minutes per article. I'm gonna try to stop, making things drag a bit. So let's try and get through this as quickly as possible and still enjoy ourselves. Let's see. Coffee is evil. No, coffee is not evil. Coffee is life. Coffee is amazing. Coffee makes everything good. And makes sense. Okay. Here is our political article right here. Let's get this shared. Also, while I'm doing this, if you are watching this in the replay, please, I blame Pinkalo for the simian going live right now. Oh, poor Pinkalo. If you are watching this in the replay while I am getting the screen share set up, please consider either heading over to blindpress.net. Any tips that come in at any time, either on stream or off stream, will be going towards the monitor for the new computer. And if donations come in off stream, next stream they will be read out loud as soon as the stream starts. Or you could go to teespring.com/myeyes and get yourself a My Eyes mug. Perfect for Halloween. Or that crazy coffee lover in your life that enjoys silly, quirky things. So here we go with this Toronto Sun article. Yes, poor Pinkalo. Especially, because I got to see you in that outfit and I had to leave right away. I am a sad, sad gorilla. Oh, yeah. Don't blame Pinkalo for things today. He is sad. So this says, this here says, Surf's Up. PM spends first Truth and Reconciliation Day on vacation. Wait, our plane is called CanForce One? Seriously? Okay, whatever. So this is a bit spun. Because while I don't like Trudeau, and while the timing it could be a lot better, I also think that the Sun is kind of making more of this than that needs be made. Like there's plenty to get Trudeau on. We don't need to spin things. So this says, shortly after 8 a.m. Eastern Time, the Canadian Forces Challenger departed. Oops. I screwed up. It would help if I made voiceover, or if I let voiceover talk, instead of screwing things. Because I missed the entire first paragraph. On Canada's first day of on Canada's first day, honoring lives both lost and destroyed through our country's detestable treatment of our Indigenous people, the Prime Minister spent much of Thursday jetting off to the left coast. Now, he did do that. He is going to spend a few days in Tofino, where he does have a vacation home, and it is bad timing, right? We just had an election. He's been talking about how he wants to get back to work, and, you know, Canadians have clearly shown us a quote, clear mandate to get back to work, and now he's going to Tofino, which is, you know, it's bad optics. But let's carry on. Shortly after 8 a.m. Eastern Time, a Canadian Forces Challenger 604 departed Ottawa International Airport on a northwestern course away from our nation's capital. Okay. And of course, now we have to skip through YouTube videos and things and ads, because it wouldn't be a flipping website with news articles without stuff like that. Anyway, its call sign, CanForce One, indicated Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was among those aboard the sleek 10-seater business jet. Despite the PM's public itinerary listing his activities for the day as, quote, private meetings in Ottawa. Oh, really? That I didn't know. So that's not good. That is bad optics. I love how they had to I love how they had to use 30 words to describe flying to BC. Yeah. Would it be news without pop-ups? No, Seamus, it would not. It would not be news without pop-ups. Do they do that in newspapers? Like in actual physical newspapers? Do they throw ad space in the middle of articles? Or is there like an actual section for ads? I've never obviously read a newspaper in a physical form. So I don't know about, like, do they have random classifieds or business ads among the article? Or is there an actual, like, I know there's a classified section for like want ads and stuff. But is there like, if a paper is sponsored by something, is there an actual, you know, restaurant ad or something in the middle of an article? Hello, Elowen. Glad to have you here. Yes and no, it depends on the paper. Oh, okay. Interesting. That has to be really annoying. We read that paragraph. As the day progressed, so did the aircraft. Well, yeah, it's flying. Come on, Toronto Sun. Eventually touching down at Tofino Long Beach Airport, a favorite vacation and surfing spot for the Trudeaus. So, yeah, this is bad. This is, like I said, if his public itinerary is listing him as having private meetings in Ottawa, and then he, jets off to Tofino, which is where his vacation spot that he likes to go is, that doesn't look good. But never got the Discord link. Oh, motherfuck. God damn it, I completely forgot. Hold on. I suck. Server folder. 3 mentions. Blind. Selected. 3 mentions. Invite. Button. Invite. Florida Ghost number. Adonis Palm. Good. Invite. Email. Invite a friend. Hit share. Button. Image. A blue. Mail. Button. Save to. Copy. Button. Invite Exeter. Discord. Closing. On the fly. On the fly. Page. Hit Twitter. Double tap to open. Selected. Messages. Pink hat. Skip. Blind Ryan. At notification. Start a message. Compose new message. Text field. Is editing. Insertion point at start. Text. Paste. Menu. Hey, join me on. Ha 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 ha. Send. Button. Message sent. There you go. Twitter. App closing Twitter. App switcher. Active. YouTube. Active. I will set your roles after the show though. Because when you get in there, you're not going to have any rules. So, when the show's done, I will go set your rules for you. But yeah, this is not good optics, but it's very, the Toronto Sun is being hyperbolic here. Should Justin Trudeau apologize for this is a YouTube video or a poll, sorry. Okay. The impromptu vacation was confirmed by the PMO, Prime Minister's Office, is what PMO stands for. The Prime Minister is spending time in Tofino with family for a few days, PMO Press Secretary Alex Wallstadt wrote in an email to The Sun. Okay, so, yeah, bad timing. He just had an election. Quote, following his participation in last night's ceremony marking the first National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, he is speaking today with residential school survivors from across the country. So while he was going to this vacation spot, he was still doing truth and reconciliation things. Pinkolo, what did you do in the Discord? Jesus, Pinkolo. Oh my god. Okay, anyway. In April 2019, locals snapped photos of the wetsuit-clad Prime Minister, oh dear Jesus, surfing Tofino's famous waves. Probably just after the last election. It's like he goes on vacation after he has an election. I was about to say, what did the USMC military police have to do with the Canadian government? Nothing. Thank God. Where am I here? In 2016, a wedding photographer snapped a shot of a shirtless Trudeau crashing a wedding along the same beach. Wow. Okay. I don't. It's a look for sure. No nude. No nudity, but I'm not sure it's the first impression you want for your Discord. I can't stop laughing. I can't believe that's the channel it put you in. Oh my god. That's hilarious. Oh my god. Okay. So they're saying that it's a snub of Truth and Reconciliation Day, but I don't like I said, I don't like Trudeau. I think he's a moron. I think he's a bad prime minister. I think this was bad timing and bad optics, but I mean, would you rather he went and booked a hotel? Like, at least he's spending time with family, like, and not booking a hotel or something. But it is bad timing. It's bad optics. But I do think the Sun is kind of twisting and boiling things out of proportion. So we're now going to move on to something we didn't read on Wednesday. What is this? Oh, this is what Pinkalo sent me after the stream. Yeah, some random shit played after the stream on Wednesday, and Pinkalo sent it to me. Okay, let's see here. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. So, I'm not a big Britney Spears fan. I did have like a year of liking her music when I was like 11 or 12. And then my friend and I played Frisbee with her CDs, and they spectacularly shattered into many, many pieces. It was great fun. But I do not think that what's going on with Britney is at all legal or moral or right. So, and this is a story, her lawyer is making a statement. Apparently Britney's father bugged her bedroom, I guess, is what's going on here now. And it's like, these people are insane. Like, I don't understand how they can say that she is so ill that she needs a conservatorship, yet healthy and mentally well enough to work like 70, 80 hours a week. I don't, those two don't work for me. I don't understand. Let's see. What? I haven't touched the Discord in 6 months. Apparently, when Ryan, I sent Ryan the Discord link. It took him to. It took Ryan to the channel where all the OnlyFans previews are. So apparently when you invite people to the Discord, that's where they go instead of to the general channel.
12:20 p.m. Think Helen the driving aim, and keep in mind she is almost.
And keep in mind she's almost 50. Yeah. That's the other thing.
Helen the driving aim. Oh, you're talking about the OF previews, which is literally what I post on Twitter and Instagram. Custom.
Yeah, it's just funny that's the channel that it that it instead of general where it used to take people, it automatically invited him to the OF preview channel, which is funny. Like, I'm not embarrassed. I just think it's funny. I think it's amusing that instead of to the general channel, it took him to that channel. So this is a National Post article. So Britney's lawyer says dad crossed unfathomable lines by bugging her bedroom. Yeah. And Jamie's lawyers say that his actions were done with knowledge and consent of Britney. X to doubt on that. X to doubt. Yes, Dad, you can totally bug my bedroom. I'm fine with that. Los Angeles. An attorney for Britney Spears on Monday stepped up demands for the swift suspension of the singer's father from his role as her guardian, saying he had, quote, crossed unfathomable lines by reportedly bugging her phone and her bedroom. Jesus Christ. In a court filing ahead of a hearing on Wednesday, attorney Matthew Rosengart said a TV documentary released on Friday contained, quote, deeply disturbing allegations that, quote, magnify the need to suspend Mr. Spears immediately. So I haven't seen that, or I haven't even heard of that documentary. I wonder what's going on. The New York Times documentary, quote, Controlling Britney Spears, featured a former employee of a security firm hired by Jamie Spears, by her baby sister, who said he monitored the singer's phone calls and text messages, including some with her previous lawyer. Wow. That's illegal as fuck. A listening device was also placed in her bedroom, the employee said. That is illegal as fuck. You cannot listen in. Well, first of all, you can't listen in on any phone calls without a warrant. Whether or not you're a guardian. Oh, her dad is Jamie as well? Oh, okay.
12:23 p.m. Sora Luna, the Britney case is so disgusting. 12:23 p.m. Selective Lloyd, what's up it? 12:22 p.m. Think Helen the driving aim. Well, the channel's there for a reason. If people don't look at it, what's the point?
Well, the channel's there for a reason. If people don't look at it, what's the point of me taking the photos I do? Nothing. I just find it amusing that that's the first channel that you get taken to. Nothing's wrong with it. It's just funny. That's all. Hello, Sora. You're taking the morning off from work? Well, sometimes you just need to. Okay, let's see here. Jamie Spears has controlled his daughter. Jamie Spears has controlled his daughter's business affairs since 2008, when he put in place a conservatorship after she suffered a mental breakdown. The conservatorship has dictated her personal, medical, performing, and financial affairs. Okay, just because someone has a mental breakdown does not mean they need a conservatorship. They just need time to freaking bounce back. The quote, stronger singers stepped up her efforts in June to break free of the arrangement. In a surprise move earlier in September, Jamie Spears said that he supported ending the conservatorship, but said there were no grounds to suspend him. I love how they picked the song "Stronger"
12:25 p.m. Cup chat.
as to say that that's the song that she's known for singing.
12:25 p.m.
When
Sarah, 3 exclamation cup chat message input close.
"Stronger" is
Clubhouse now.
really not
12:25 p.m.
one of her most well-known songs. Like it's just not. We all know what songs she's more well known for. You know, "Hit Me Baby One More Time," "Oops, I Did It Again," "Slave," "Toxic," you know, "Lucky," like all those songs. No, they picked "Stronger." That's well done, National Post. A hearing on the case is scheduled for Wednesday in Los Angeles Superior Court. He must be suspended on September 29th, followed by the prompt termination of the conservatorship, Rosengard wrote in Monday's filing. I agree. This is ridiculous. This is not something that needs to be happening. Yeah, but that mental breakdown was like a comic levels. I agree, but, just let her take a break, let her go, even let her check herself into a hospital somewhere. Like, you don't need to have a conservatorship placed on somebody. Or conservatorships should be placed on people who are, like, literally, if they literally cannot function for themselves. Like, if they are, say if they're in a coma or something, or they are, they are non-compos mentis because maybe they have schizophrenia that's not, not treatable, or, resistant to treatment, or, conservatorships should be a very, very special circumstances. They shouldn't just be thrown onto people willy-nilly because they have mental issues. It's especially when they're adults. You know what I mean? If they're an adult that has, been medically diagnosed that they have the mental capacity of a minor child, maybe that is when you should have a conservatorship on an adult. In my opinion. That is my opinion on that situation.
12:27 p.m. Soroluna, Seamus, custom emoji.
Yeah.
12:27
That's just me.
chat message input.
So let's take a look here. I think there's one more that Pinkala wanted me to look at, and then I have a couple centered around disabilities, because it's been a hot minute since I actually read some articles about disabled people, and I want to get back to that. So we'll go and we'll get those after we take a look, because I think, like I said, I believe there was one more that Pinkalo wanted me to check out. Yes, this one.
12:27 p.m.
This one.
12:20 12 full screen tap close lift 12
This one here.
12:27 p.m. Soroluna, custom chat message input.
I was correct. Okay, let's get this shared.
Double tap to edit. Use the rotor to access the spelled words.
And like I said, please, if you are looking for a fun gift for somebody, or you need to replace a coffee mug, please consider heading over to teespring.com/myeyes and picking yourself up a My Eyes mug.
Discord now got
Okay. Quiet phone.
Message input. Chat publicly is blind press. Ellipsis. Text field. Double tap to edit. Use the ruler to access the spelled words.
Okay. Share screen, please. Chrome tab. Here we go. So this is a bit of a local story here, but it's a bit amusing. Where are we? Come on, headline. Come here. Okay. Cambridge MPP calls new rule at Queen's Park mandating proof of COVID-19 vaccine disgraceful. So yeah, you can't go into Queen's Park, which is what the Ontario legislature is called. That's where the Ontario Parliament is held in Toronto. And you cannot go in there now without proving that you are either negative for COVID or I believe that you are vaccinated. So that your coffee can look back at you and judge your poor life choices. Yes.
12:31 p.m. Fincal driving aid. Speaking of disabled people, Ricky Berwick hit 10 million on TikTok.
Speaking of disabled people, Ricky Berwick hit 10 million on TikTok. Holy shit.
Lip 4.
I should do another cooking live. Maybe I'll crack 30,000 this I went from 23,000 on Wednesday or Tuesday to 26,000. Just because I was cooking fucking spaghetti. Maybe I should do another cooking live. Oh, maybe I might crack 30,000. Okay. Here we go. Cambridge MPP Belinda Karahalios calls a new rule that anyone entering Queen's Park as of Monday must show proof of COVID-19 vaccine or a negative test result, quote, disgraceful and, quote, undemocratic. Yeah. I can see both sides of this. In an open letter on her Facebook, on an open letter on her Facebook page, Karahalios said she questioned whether the rule is legal. Now, that is a good point because being able to access your government legislature should be your right, considering that you voted those people in. So you should be able to go in there and you should be able to conduct your business there without having to go through any hoops. That is a valid point to bring up that she does bring up. So let's see. Karahalios is a former progressive conservative MPP who was removed from caucus after voting against the party in July 2020. She has since formed the New Blue Party with her husband Jim Karahalios. The New Blue Party, huh? Is that going to be on the ballot in the next provincial election, the New Blue? That's kind of a weird, boring name. Her statement says that the move, quote, eliminates criticism of the ruling PC party by blocking elected representatives from the legislature. That is true. If you choose not to get vaccinated, and you're an MPP, this means, well, unless you show a negative COVID test, that you can't come to work. Which is, that's not okay. Karahelius has also been a vocal critic of mandatory vaccination or asking people to disclose proof of vaccination for any situation. For any situation. So do you not like that you have to show your kids vaccines for school? Do your kids have their childhood vaccines? Like there are things that, there are mandatory vaccines. There are already mandatory vaccines. So I don't know. I don't know what your position on that is, Ms. Karahelius. In a letter dated September 24th, Speaker Ted Arnott wrote to 3 MPPs who had previously written to him about meeting strict rules on proof of vaccination, one of which was Green Party of Ontario leader and Guelph MPP Mike Schreiner. Oh, interesting. See, there are even people on the left who are kind of against this. In the letter, Arnott, who is also the MPP for Wellington Halton Hills, said it's believed that about 98% of MPPs are fully vaccinated or cannot be for medical reasons. Okay. Quote, "This is an appropriate display of leadership during this challenging time," Arnott wrote. These new entry requirements will add an additional layer of safety and seek to ensure that the assembly precinct is safe for everyone by allowing entry to the building with a recent negative COVID test. We endeavor to balance the safety of all building occupants with the parliamentary privilege enjoyed by those elected to serve here. Yeah, that is a hard balance because you do have to balance public health with getting your job done and also upholding the legal rights of the elected the elected officials and the constituents who want to go to Queen's Park to, perhaps bring up any grievances they may have, something like that. It is a hard balancing act. In an email to CBC, Kitchener-Waterloo in an email to CBC Kitchener or CTV Kitchener-Waterloo, Arnott said he appreciated the feedback of MPPs. Quote, "However, we will continue to seek to ensure that the legislature is safe for all and the privilege of members to participate in the proceedings are upheld," he wrote. Quote, "I have a responsibility for the health and safety of everyone who enters and works in the assembly. I also have full legal authority to decide on the COVID-19 safety protocols we have adapted and which take effect next week." So basically, thank you for your feedback. Shut the fuck up. That's kind of, I don't like that. Once again, people are using this as a reason to call us authoritarian and communist and yada 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 when the same thing is happening in the States. Yeah. Exactly. And elsewhere in the world. Yep. Have you seen the video blowing up of the mother in Huron who got arrested by the OPP because she wouldn't show her vaccine proof at the hockey arena? No, I have not. Do you know where it is? Do you know how to find it? Because I will gladly watch it. Okay, let's move along. We seem to be clipping along at a fairly good pace, which is good. Let's move on to our disability stories here. Okay. Oh. Go back over this way, please. Thank you. Okay. So we are going to look at 2 stories about disabilities. The first one is about a deaf man in Colorado. He's suing the police of Colorado Springs and the jail that he was sent to. And this I'm actually agreeing with this man here. We're gonna read this story, and you'll see why I agree with him for his lawsuit. This is not. But I will say that there were a couple of things that he did wrong, but the police were way more in the wrong here. And we'll also see one of them is in a civil case. Basically, this guy has every chance of winning. You'll see why when we read the story. Let's get this shared here. Okay. Chrome tab. Here we go. Okay, here we go. So this is from the BBC, but it is about a man in Colorado. So deaf man sues police in Colorado over alleged excessive use of force. So let's get to the article here. Come on. So this is from a day ago. So it is very recent. And this is the picture of the man. His name is Brady Mystic. I think it says 26. So a deaf man in Colorado has followed a civil rights suit alleging he was slammed to the ground by police after running a stop sign 2 years ago. So yeah, he did do something wrong. He ran a stop sign.
12:42 p.m. Shameless Derby.
All this shit sandwich over a virus with a 99.8% recovery rate. Yeah, I know. I know, Seamus. It's ridiculous. In his lawsuit, Brady Mystic claims to Idaho Springs. He was in Idaho, not when this happened. So he is from Colorado, but this happened in Idaho. Brady Mystic claims 2 Idaho Springs officers misinterpreted his attempts to communicate, and, quote, rashly attacked him. He said he was wrongfully jailed for 4 months after the incident. The police department has said it believes the officers acted appropriately. His deafness was, quote, not known to the officers during the initial encounter when he failed to comply with verbal and commands. The department wrote in an online statement defending the response. So this guy was in the wrong for running the stop sign. But if he's not complying to verbal commands, this is why police need better training. And this is why defunding the police is a really bad idea. You want How about instead of sending social workers out to situations where they could very well be killed, we give police better training on mental health and disability interaction? How about that? How about instead of defunding the police, we allocate funding for specific programs and training programs for police so that they know how to deal with somebody having a suicidal crisis or having a schizophrenic episode or a paranoid episode or a post-traumatic stress episode? Or how about we train police to recognize how that somebody might be deaf or, maybe blind and doesn't carry a cane, or even is autistic, for example.
So I posted a picture of exactly what I saw of your Discord in our plugin because it was funny. According to our new roommate, your ass is nice. Also low. Twitch. Now.
According to our roommate, your ass is nice. Well, tell your roommate thank you.
12:46 p.m. Sora Luna, a deaf man, trying to communicate that deafness is the one at fault for the officer's misunderstanding. Lol, okay, sure.
Yeah, a deaf man trying to communicate the deafness is at fault for the police officer's misunderstanding. Yeah.
I don't think defunding the police is a good idea.
Yeah, exactly, Sora.
Blind Ryan, every time I've been stopped by police, they seem really confused. It's all.
Let's see. Selected Boy says,
6 p.m. Selected Lloyd,
only idiots thinks defunding the police is a good idea. Yeah. Blind Ryan says, every time I'm stopped by the police, they seem really confused. It's always funny. Yeah. Because they need better training on how to interact with disabled people. They need better training on how to interact with mentally ill people. You cannot expect to just send a social worker to diffuse a situation, for example, where somebody with post-traumatic stress disorder has a gun pointed at people because he's having a post-traumatic episode and is completely blacked out, right? That is not going to work. And neither is sending a cop in to just shoot him, right? We need a better solution.
Imagine my shock, the video is watermarked by Rebel News.
Imagine my shock, the video is watermarked by Rebel News. Of course. It doesn't even need to be much training, for God's sake. No, it doesn't. It really fucking doesn't. So this carries on to say, Mr. Mystic, 26, now 26, is deaf in both ears, communicates via sign language, and cannot read lips. Yeah, because not every deaf person reads lips, people. That's another thing that people assume, that every deaf person lip reads. Just like not every blind person reads Braille. And social worker services are extremely tapped out of resources, says Sora Luna. Exactly.
12:47 p.m. Blind Ryan.
Exactly.
8 p.m. Blind Ryan.
Fucking rebel watermarks. Yep.
Blind Ryan. You can knock out disabled training in an afternoon and mental illness in a week.
You can knock out disabled training in an afternoon and mental illness in a week. Yep. Exactly. According to the court filing, he used hand gestures and, quote, clumsy verbal speech to say the words, quote, no ears. The filing claims the two officers grabbed him, quote, without providing any warning, commands, or reasonable opportunity for communication. Jesus fucking Christ. He accuses the duo of slamming him to the ground and repeatedly shocking him with a taser device. What the fuck?
Chat custom. 12:49 p.m. Can handle the driving name. https://vm.tiktok.com/cmrc w34kh/.
Where am I here?
12:49 p.m. Can handle the driving name. 12. Pin message. Pin handle the driving name. https://pin handle the driving name. Twitter. Page 405. Twitter. Double tap to open. Selected. Selected. Home tab. New items. BFGs. Start a message. Compose new message. Start a message. Compose new message. Start a message. Compose new message.
Hold on, I'm just copy pasting that link from.
BFGC underscore conversation send. Start gift like. Start a message. Compose new message. Text field is editing. Insertion point. Text. Paste. Menu. Pink Hello the driving aid. HTTPS. Send. Compose new message. Text field. Insertion point. Words. Pink Hello the driving aid. HTTL. Send. Button. Compose new message. HTTPS driving aid colon. E. Capital P. Send. Button.
There we go.
Send.
I'll play that video after
Active.
we are finished with this.
Active.
Okay.
Hi user on this channel. Cancel. Button. 12:50 p.m. Selected Loy. Unfucking believable. 12:50 p.m. Blind Ryan. He says, "Where's the body cam footage?" That's one thing I agree with leftists on.
He says, "Where's the body cam foot?" Yeah.
Scrolling up, they thought he was throwing gang signs.
I was hoping that there would be body cam footage on.
I'm inclined to believe the deaf guy, but I want proof.
Yeah.
Messaging.
Yeah. I was hoping that there would be some video in this article, but there's not, unfortunately. Mr. Mystic was eventually charged with assaulting. Jesus Christ. Mr. Mystic was eventually charged with assaulting an officer after Mr. Henning broke his own leg during the arrest. So Mr. Henning is one of the officers, I guess. The charges were later dismissed, though the police department has said those initial charges were, quote, due to the resistant actions of Mr. Mystic. Well, okay, if he doesn't understand and can't hear what's going on, he thinks he's being attacked for by police, by anybody. Like, this is not,
Chat message input. Chat public.
oh my God.
Text field.
Mr. Mystic denies resisting arrest, and his suit claims the charges were, quote, an illusory attempt to cover up, quote, the officer's misconduct. Yes. Both police officers and the Idaho Springs Police Department are named in the lawsuit. The department has said it reviewed the incident and deemed that the officers acted appropriately when Mr. Mystic, quote, immediately got out of his vehicle and quickly approached a clearly marked patrol car with the emergency lights activated. Yeah, okay, so the two things he did wrong here were he ran the stop sign and he got out of his car.
12:52 p.m. Scrolling up.
He should have at least sat in his car
Jesus Christ person face palming.
and tried
Live chat 3.
from his car to communicate that he was deaf. Him approaching the patrol car was probably a really bad idea. Mr. Henning is no longer with the police force, according to U.S. media. He was fired in July and is currently facing separate assault charges over another arrest earlier this year. In a civil case, you do not need to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that it happened. You need to prove that it was more likely than not that it happened. And if comes up, that he is being charged with assault on another arrest, that can be used against him in a civil case. And that will clinch the deal for this deaf man. Wow.
Now, 12:52 p.m. Selected custom.
This is
Text field.
also named in the lawsuit is the County Board of Commissions, which maintains the jail where he was held.
Baron Sun. Hashtag.
Get this, you guys.
Emojis.
Quote, in jail, Mystic was repeatedly denied an interpreter or other reasonable means of communication for 4 months, reads the lawsuit. It claims that he was also unable to communicate with jail staff or use the inmate telephone system. So, according to him, he was denied an interpreter the entire time he was incarcerated. He wasn't able to, like any other reasonable communication, which means they wouldn't even give him a pad and pen to write down what he was trying to say. or they wouldn't write down what they were trying to say. He also had no TTY access, so he couldn't like call any family or any attorneys. This is fucked up.
12:55 p.m. Streamlabs. 12:52
This is incredibly fucked up. This man
Close. Link 2.
is gonna end up owning this county.
12:55 p.m. Chat mess. 12:55 p.m.
I have a feeling.
Chat publicly is blind press. Ellipsis. Text me.
This is I have a feeling that this is not going to get to court. This is going to settle, and he is going to get a very, very large chunk of money. Mr. Mystic is seeking compensation for physical and emotional harm under the Americans with Disabilities Act and punitive sanctions against both officers. Yeah, because while he shouldn't have run the stop sign and while he probably should have stayed in his car, this is absolutely not the treatment that you give anybody. He is absolutely supposed to be given the same access as an able-bodied prisoner to basic rights like communication, and this is absolutely not okay. He absolutely deserves compensation. And like I said, this guy is going to end up owning this county. Hello. Honestly, I don't know what to say. Blind press, this is a serious fuck up by the police department. A selective boy, I agree. Because this is the kind of thing that shouldn't have happened. No. Like I said, yes, he was wrong for exiting his vehicle and running the stop sign, but their wrongs are incredibly more egregious. And treatment of any prisoner, regardless of their ability, you need, like, I'm sorry, but prisoners still do have rights. And I don't know why you would arrest someone for running a stop sign anyway, but even if you did have to arrest somebody, regardless, prisoners still have rights. And this guy was not afforded his rights. He shouldn't have been arrested in the first place. He shouldn't have been violently arrested. Subscribed, thank you very much. Welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy yourself here. So let's see. Where's that video Pink Hollow sent me? Now, I'm not logged into TikTok, so is this even going to play? Yeah, I'm not logged in here. Hold on. I want to make sure that I can at least... Yeah, because I am not logged in on my computer, so I do not know if this will even play. Ontario, Canada. A mother is arrested in front of her crying children for not showing proof of... Okay, let's share this and see if we can get it to play.
driving aid. Now just as a quick explanation of what's going on in the video, you're looking from the perspective of I think the father on his phone looking at the officers arresting his
Okay, so the Pinkalo says,
https://vm.tiktok 12:59 p.m. Pinkalo the driving aid. https://12:58 p.m. Anamaya Kashmiri 1 custom emojis.
but I'm gonna try to play this. I don't know if it's gonna work. If not, Pinkalo has been posting the links in chat, so you guys can quickly take a quick look. Okay, let's see if I can get this to work. How do I play this now?
YouTube. Now. Wisecrack. Adult animation. Y cartoons with Ray therapy. Attachment.
How do I play this? How the fuck do I play this? I'm trying, guys. Sorry. No, I can't get this to play. That's annoying. Oh,
Asking her to
there
leave.
we go.
Yes, sir.
You can go over here.
No.
So
You can give
have
us a ticket.
requirement
Now it's playing.
to identify yourself to us right now for trespass to property because they asked you not to.
This
So
is
yeah,
a
this
public
is inside
facility
of a
that we
hockey
paid
arena.
for.
They've asked you to leave. Do you have identification on you? Because you will be arrested under trespass to property at the request of the facility. You don't want to do this in front of your children, right?
Okay, it's playing good.
We are not trespassing.
Yes, you are. You already told me you are.
Really? Hey, you know what? It's not worth it.
You got that off. Put your hands back, okay? Show resistance. There. Put your hand here. We've asked you twice.
This is fucked up.
Yep. Okay, hold on a second. Here's your glasses. Stick them on your head. Put it in your pocket, okay? This in your pocket. And I'll grab your phone.
Why are you arresting her?
This gentleman with you?
Why are you
I
arresting
already
her?
told you.
You didn't say why she's under arrest.
Now it's under the Trespass to Property
Her
Act.
kids are fucking his.
Oh my God.
We are within our rights. Why did you arrest her?
I've already told you twice.
It's
at
not
least.
trespassing. We are within our
We have
rights.
been asked by the facility manager. Back
We are.
up.
What's your name?
My name is right here on my
And
vest.
what's
It's
what
Constable Wilkins.
and what's your
Badge number
partner's name?
11819. I'm out of Kincardine. Feel free to contact and find out the rules. Okay, I have to.
A man
Why
is
would
not
you
allowed.
not do that in? Why would you do that
Excuse
in
me.
front of the kids?
I'm not talking to you.
I'm talking to this lady right here.
Why are you asking her to leave?
Okay, this is between her and us, not yourself.
Why are you asking her to leave?
What the?
Yes, sir.
You can go over here.
No.
So
You can give
have
us a
requirement-
ticket.
I'm sorry. No. 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 No.
3 p.m. Pinkalo the driving aid. Message retracted. 1 p.m. Custom emoji.
No.
Close.
I don't. That was a fucking. That was a power trip. That was a power trip right there. They could have said, "Ma'am, we need to come. I want to come over and I would like to speak to you." Like that. that was a fucking power trip. And they've paid, like, I guarantee you they were paying to be there
1:05 p.m.
as parents.
They paid the entrance fee to get into the arena and they were arresting her for trespassing.
Yeah,
Customer vote. 1:05 p.m.
they paid to get in.
Pink Halloween driving aid. Well, and what are they supposed to do? Take the mother outside while she's resisting. 1:05 p.m. Pink Halloween driving aid. The father should have put his phone down and removed the children from the situation.
I agree. Everybody's wrong in this situation. The father shouldn't have been filming. He should have taken his kids away so that the kids didn't get fucking traumatized by seeing their mom arrested. This shouldn't even be a thing, because like I said the other day, when my dad signed my brother and sister up for like soccer and beavers and scouts and all this stuff, I don't remember him having to show proof of the childhood vaccines that are mandatory for school. So why is it just this vaccine?
Chat message input. Cut show latest.
And
Show latest.
like this situation
Lloyd. And Pink Halloween driving aid. Absolutely.
shouldn't be a thing.
Pink Halloween driving 1:06 p.m.
It shouldn't.
Wrong time to pick a fight. Customer chat.
It was absolutely the wrong time to pick a fight. But I'm just more upset that this entire situation even exists. The fact that you have to choose between standing up for your constitutional right and defending and protecting your kids from watching your wife and their mom being arrested, because she is like, there is a constitutional challenge to be made, but you also have your kids to think of,
1:06 p.m. Customer vote.
and
Pink Halloween driving aid. Wrong time to pick a fight.
it is a shitty position to be in.
Pink Halloween driving aid. Follow the facility's request. Sort it out civilly later. Customer
Yeah,
chat message.
just exactly, like, honey, exactly. Follow the facility's request, and sort it out civilly later. Demand a refund, something like that. Like, but the fact that this situation has even been mandated, the fact that we are now put in a position where we have to pick this battle, that shouldn't even be a thing.
Chat 1:07 p.m.
That decision
1:06 p.m.
should not be a thing
Close. The 3.
that has to be made. That's just not, in my opinion.
p.m. Customer vote.
And as I beat all the time, I am pro-vaccine. I am, public health is a thing, right? But this is not how we go about getting things done. This is not the way that we should be doing it.
1:07. Chat message. Customer
Shame on that father.
chat publicly explore press. Always
Shame on the government, and shame on the police.
use the rotor to access the word.
That's my final say on that. Okay, one more story and then we're going to end. So, a study has been...
T. Blaze. Your sins. T. Blaze. So press the day next week would work the best for you.
So press what? Oh shit, I have to... Okay. What was I gonna say? So, a study has just been done that has determined what blind people have been saying, at least me, have been saying forever. So we're gonna take a look at that right now as an interesting science-y way to end the show, and also it's about disabilities. So we're killing two birds with one stone here. All right. Where's the headline? Okay. Blind people's brains rewire themselves to help track moving objects by sound, study shows. And blind people all across the world say, No shit. Anyway, let's take a look here. Blind people's brains rewire themselves to allow them to track moving objects by sound, a study has found. For the first time, science has shown how changes in the brain explain improvements to other senses, a phenomenon that has inspired comic book superheroes like the Marvel character Daredevil. Anyway, some visual impaired people are able to train themselves to use clicks as a type of echolocation to detect obstacles. Yeah, okay. Yes, there are some blind people that operate by clicking, but a lot of blind people just use passive echolocation, which is listening to just the sounds that bounce around from their everyday movements. Like, I know that I'm walking by a bus shelter, for example, because the echo changes, like the sound changes because of the construction of the bus shelter. So my footsteps and my cane sound different when I pass them, and it's a very distinct sound. So I'm like, oh, a bus shelter.
12 p.m. Sorella, you are a bat.
You are a bat.
Soup, 1:07 p.m.
Yeah.
Chat message input.
No,
Text field. Double tap to edit.
let's see here.
Send words.
The latest research from the University of Oxford and a number of U.S. universities tracked people who were blind at birth or lost their sight as children. Hi! They found their increased abilities may be possible because their hearing is much more finely tuned to variations in frequency. Yeah, it's not that our hearing is better. It's that we literally just have to use it. Like you guys, like a sighted person is able to pick out many different things at once with their eyes, right? You guys don't just only see one thing at a time. You can pick out several objects at once. That is what blind people have to do with their hearing. They have to listen for everything around them and filter out, their brain has to filter out what is necessary to the moment and what is not. So, for example, if I'm walking down the street and I'm about to cross the street, my ears and brain hear the cars, the wind, the birds, the people around me, leaves falling on the ground, everything. But my brain is like, okay, you are crossing a street now. So you are going to focus more on the cars that you hear instead of everything else. And therefore, that is what's going on right now.
Custom 1:13 p.m.
So,
Select Deloitte. Home.
yeah,
12 p.m.
that is what that means. When they say blind person's hearing is more finely tuned, it's not that it is literally better. It is just that our ears and our brain. No, I don't want to No, I don't want to fucking install an update right now. Go away. But yeah, it's like we are literally listening to many things at once. Like you guys would see many objects at once and then zero in on the particular object you wanted to focus on. That's all it is. Science News in Pictures show... Oh, this is a... Okay, never mind. Anyone who has heard a passing ambulance or police siren will be familiar with the way the sound appears to change pitch. This phenomenon, known as the Doppler effect, is caused by a relative change in frequency of the sound. Being tuned into the subtle differences in everyday noises may help blind people interpret their surroundings. May help? May help. Did you guys, when you guys were scanning these blind people's brains, did you happen to actually ask them if that was actually what was going on?
Custom emojis. 1:13 p.m.
Or did you guys just guess?
Ellipsis. Text field.
For a sighted person,
Access words.
having an accurate representation of sound isn't as important because they have sight to help them recognize objects, while blind individuals only have auditory information, said Kelly Cheng, one of the study's authors from the University of Washington. Yeah, no, we also have tactile feedback. We do not just have auditory feedback. Like, when I'm walking using my cane, I am not just listening, right? And waving my cane back and forth. My cane is also giving me feedback about what's around me. And whether I can, what I feel with my cane also helps me determine my surroundings. And it's even when I'm not using my cane. If I will be using my ears to listen to where I'm going, but, if I can hear that I'm getting close to something, I'm going to reach out and touch it so that I know what it is. So no, Kelly Chang, blind people do not just have audio feedback. We have tactile feedback too.
1:17 p.m. Soraluna. I'm sorry, need to head to work. Have a great
I'm sorry, need to head to work. Have a great end to your stream. And okay, Sora, have a great rest of your day. I hope you have a good day at work. This gives us an idea of what changes in the brains explained why blind people are better at picking out and identifying sounds in the environment. You guys needed to actually do a study on that. Like I said, blind people all across the world are going, no, duh. We could have told you that. You didn't have to waste money on a study. I mean, if you wanted to scan our brains, you could have just asked. The findings are published in 2 papers. One study in the Journal of Neuroscience used MRIs to scan the brain's activity of blind subjects and test how finely tuned their neurons were to subtle changes in frequency. The second study, published in the Journal of Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, looked at how a region of the brain devoted to tracking moving visual objects in sighted people is rewired to focus on tracking these auditory movements. See, and like I always say on my TikTok lives when people ask if my senses are better, I have literally been saying, no, the brain rewires itself. And look, the study just proved me right. Researchers also studied 2 people who had been blind from infancy but had their sight restored thanks to surgery as adults. In these cases, this tracking region of the brain, known as HMT+, was able to perform this role for visual and auditory movement. Okay, that's fucking cool. That is so cool.
1:17 p.m. Custom emojis.
Like, these blind people got their sight back and they can still track visually and auditorily. Like, the auditory is just as good as that is awesome. That is awesome. The brain made 2 connections. I'm sorry. That's cool. Professor Ion Fine, a psychologist at the University of Washington and senior study author, said this was the first study to show these changes in the auditory cortex. Very cool. She said, quote, "This is important because this is an area of the brain that receives very similar auditory information in blind and sighted individuals. But in blind individuals, more information needs to be extracted from sound, and this region seems to develop enhanced capacities as a result. That's cool. Quote, this provides an elegant example of how the development of abilities within infant brains is influenced by the environment they grow up in. Yeah, and this is why my mom and my dad were always very, very good at, making me experience everything, listening, touching, smelling, tasting. Like I had a cane when I was very young, like toddler age, but I didn't use it until I got to kindergarten. My mom and my dad wanted me to learn how to listen for where I am, and they got me involved with the CNIB and got me to, get my tactile senses, developed, my auditory senses developed. They were very keen on teaching me that it was all about adapting. And I think the more that parents of blind kids learn that, the more that blind kids will learn how to function for themselves better. I'm not gonna lie, that's sweet, says Selected Boy. It is. That is and that's why I grabbed that article, because I thought you guys would really enjoy that. And guys, that brings us to the end of the stream. I really do hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I sure did. I hope you guys will come by Twitch tonight at 11 p.m. I will be doing more MK. Some Nightwolf practice, some Joker practice. A couple of friends want to set up a money match between me and another visually impaired player. $20 on the line, so got to practice for that. And I hope you guys will also come back tomorrow for the Star Trek stream. We'll be talking about each captain and their brush with villainry, so be sure to catch that. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, be sure, if you're able to buy yourself a My Eyes mug. They are at teespring.com/myeyes. Thanks for watching. Have a great Friday and a great weekend. Bye, guys.